Here's a live look at downtown Winnipeg, the calm before the storm. The city and much of southern Manitoba is under a snowfall warning. We'll time it out for you coming up.
This is CBC Winnipeg News.
Thank you for joining us on this Friday. Doctors at Winnipeg's Grace Hospital are sounding the alarm over their concerns for patient safety. They're begging the province to address what they call critical staffing issues. CBC's Bartley Kivas has the story.
45 doctors at Grace Hospital wrote Health Minister Audrey Gordon, warning there's not enough care for patients overnight. They say there are 100 patients that could deteriorate at any time, and their safety is severely compromised because the province stopped paying for an overnight position. The doctors say physicians who helped cover the overnight shifts were removed last year. They say they've asked for urgent funding to get the same overnight coverage as St. Boniface Hospital and Health Sciences Centre. They say the request was approved, then later denied. Now, in a statement, the Winnipeg Regional Health Authority said Grace Hospital can hire another doctor and another hospital medical officer. The health minister confirmed this.
It's a matter of hiring into those positions and getting those positions fully staffed and filled.
The head of Doctors Manitoba says her colleagues are frustrated.
You get to a point where you express your concerns over and over again, verbally, in writing, and don't get a response, and you're not sure why. And this has now gone on for a few months for them and in other areas of the system. And you're left wondering what else you can do.
Bartley Kivas, CBC News, Winnipeg.
People in St. Teresa Point First Nation continue to mourn the deaths of two teenage girls. Chief Alvin Flett says everyone in his tight-knit community is grappling with shock and grief. 14-year-olds Dana Shingus and Emily Mason were found outside a week and a half ago when temperatures plunged to -23. It's believed drugs may have been a factor in their deaths. Flett says his community desperately needs more money for drug treatment centers and more help for First Nations police to crack down on smuggling.
It's a problem that continues to grow bigger, and it affects every aspect of our lives, our safety.
Flett says the girls' funerals will likely be held next Tuesday in Winnipeg. The First Nation is still waiting for the results of an autopsy. Winnipeg police are again under pressure to reopen stations that have been closed to the public since the start of the pandemic. Some city councillors say keeping the stations closed deters people from reporting crime. But as CBC's Cameron McLean reports, while police don't plan to reopen the stations to visitors anytime soon, a new pilot project will give residents a different option.
This sign is what greets people right now when they try to visit the West District Police Station on Grant Avenue. Only the downtown headquarters is open for people to make reports in person. For the last 3 years, police have kept the North, East, and West District stations closed to the public. Some city councillors told the Winnipeg Police Board today they want the stations open 24 hours a day. That includes Transcona councillor Russ Wyatt.
So when you walk into the office, there'll be somebody there to greet you, take down a police report, deal with any kind of safety matter.
Police closed the stations during the pandemic. They redeployed the officers to other areas. Later this spring, a pilot project will install terminals in the entrances to the stations. These will allow residents to file reports, submit digital evidence, and get information. A firm start date for the pilot project has not been set. The project is estimated to cost less than $10,000. Cameron McLean, CBC News, Winnipeg.
A man found guilty of fatally stabbing his former girlfriend's 3-year-old son wants to appeal his September 2021 conviction. Jurors previously found 36-year-old Daniel Jensen guilty of first-degree murder in the death of Hunter Smith Strait. Now, Jensen's lawyer has argued jurors shouldn't have been shown surveillance video of Jensen assaulting Hunter's mom prior to the boy's death. The Crown argued not showing that video would have deprived the jury of key evidence. Hunter's family says it was difficult returning to court.
It brings everything all back up again. You know, like we're still grieving for Hunter every single day. And then now to have this, to go through this all over again, like I just pray that he does not get another trial.
The 3 justices presiding over the appeal will give a decision at a later date. Well, Winnipeg's small businesses took a hit during the pandemic, but in the West End, there are signs of fresh growth, with dozens of new businesses opening up. CBC's Emily Brass has more.
Now I'm going to make one medium coffee.
BWOW is more than a convenience store. The shop at Portage and Furby also offers freshly ground Ethiopian coffee and other items that can be hard to find in Winnipeg.
This calls Ambasha.
BWOW is one of 56 businesses that opened up in the West End over the past year. Manager Desalegny Salino says demand for Ethiopian goods is so strong it can be hard to keep them on the shelves, but he isn't celebrating yet.
Right now we are happy to open, but I don't know what's going to be tomorrow. How we going to be achieving or succeed tomorrow.
A lot of local shops shut down during the pandemic, and West End Biz says 1 in 4 new businesses won't make it. But Executive Director Joe Cornelson says the tide is starting to turn. The number of new businesses popping up nearby is at a 7-year high.
The fact that people are now choosing to start doing that again and in ever higher numbers, that's very good for us to see.
West End Biz is showcasing success stories during New Business Week. Umaido opened up last fall, whipping up Japanese-style mochi donuts made fresh to order. Co-founder John Huang says he wasn't sure what to expect in this tough economy.
The grand opening day came, we opened at 11, and there was a lineup around the whole block, all the way down there.
He hasn't had a day quite that strong since, but he's optimistic customers will keep coming back for more.
It's been steady after the grand opening. I'd say we're doing good still, and you can only go up from here, right?
A sweet sign business in the West End might finally be ready to pick up. Emily Brass, CBC News, Winnipeg.
All right, here is another look at downtown Winnipeg. As I mentioned, southern Manitoba is in for a lot of snow this weekend. In fact, it is right on our doorstep. The southwest corner already seeing some snow. I will have your weekend forecast coming up after the break.
This weather update is brought to you by Capital Ford Lincoln. The trade and upgrade event is on now.
Welcome back. Well, as I mentioned, we're in store for some snow this weekend. A snowfall warning in place for much of southern Manitoba. Brandon and Winnipeg expecting up to 20 centimeters of snow to fall through tonight and into Saturday, tapering off by the time we get into Saturday evening. We're expecting very windy conditions with this low pressure system as well. You can see it starting to move in here. By the time we start Saturday, we're into the snow in the southwestern part of the province. That moves further north the further we go into the day on Saturday. Coupled with this will be winds of up to 60 kilometers an hour, so highway driving not going to be the best through the day on Saturday. As we get into Sunday, cloud cover through the day. Could see some sunny breaks late in the day, and our winds much calmer, but still a bit on the breezy side as we get into the day on Sunday. Okay, so for our temperatures, we're expecting -8s, -9s by the time we start the day tomorrow morning. We are expecting those snowy and windy conditions already in the southwest. That will move further east and further north through the day. -7 in the afternoon at around 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And we're expecting a high of around -6 tomorrow. Snow and wind tapering off on Sunday. Sunshine for Monday, Tuesday, and we could see some flurries later next week. And that is your late news for this Friday. Thank you so much for being with us tonight and this week. We'll see you again on Monday. Have a great weekend.